Coming up on Mountain News at 6, we are learning more about a man who officials say froze to death in his trailer in Pulaski County. Plus, one Letcher County business is closing its doors after serving customers for nearly 80 years.
And as we go throughout the weekend, we have advisories that take place. Details coming up.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A new winter weather advisory and winter storm warning is issued for parts of our region. More snow is expected beginning tomorrow. Meteorologist Eric Dean has the latest on weather day.
That's right, Steve. You mentioned it. A new winter weather advisory has been issued for the majority of the WYMT viewing area. If you are in Buchanan County all the way down to Lee County in Virginia, you are under a winter storm warning. Now, all of these advisories go into effect Friday and will expire throughout the day on Saturday. For the latest timing, you can check that out at WYMT.com. On top of that, cold weather advisory begins for the morning hours of your Saturday for the counties highlighted in light blue. Feels like temperatures right now in the teens and 20s, 30s near Middlesboro, 27 London, 22 in Somerset, as well as Monticello. As we go throughout the next several hours, that feels like temperature will drop down into the low to mid teens. We'll be around 12 degrees for the feels like temperature by 7 a.m. Here's a live pinpoint Doppler radar, seeing a little bit of activity across portions of Rockcastle County, but that's it. We're staying mainly cloudy. When you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the teens and 20s will greet you. We'll see a slight chance of flurry activity, which is what we're seeing now. Otherwise, we're going to stay cloudy, but all eyes are on the weekend. We'll talk about that coming up in the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. Today, Governor Andy Beshear confirmed at least a dozen people have died as a result of last weekend's winter storm. The most recent death was a 32-year-old woman in Fayette County. However, the death toll could still increase as the governor says officials are still investigating the possibility of more deaths. As of today, there are about 6,000 Kentuckians who are still without power. The governor says hundreds of people are taking advantage of warming centers.
Last night, over 893 people were in our warming centers across the state, including 86 at a Red Cross shelter. We still have 111 warming centers set up across the Commonwealth. We've lost too many people to hypothermia. We may have lost people to trying to heat their home in a way that's not safe. These warming centers are out there. We want to encourage people to go to them. Make sure you're safe over the coming days.
And they're definitely going to be needed this weekend as well. At the height of the power outages, more than 73,000 people were in the dark, so significant progress has been made there. We now know the names of the 3 men from Johnson County whose deaths are considered related to the winter storm. The coroner's office says 71-year-old Harold E. Prince died, as well as 71-year-old Ray Reeder. Now, you might remember yesterday we told you about Reeder, who died in an ATV incident and served the Paintsville Fire Department for decades. 64-year-old William Fairchild was the third victim in Johnson County alone. The coroner in Pulaski County says they found a man who had died in the cold in a camper trailer near Burnside. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more about that.
Trees had blocked the road and fell over the power lines.
It was a challenge responding to Gene Lane off of Bend of the Lakes Road early Tuesday morning.
Local volunteer fire department came, graciously made a way that we could get through the trees.
After walking 300 yards to the trailer, Coroner Clyde Strunk says they found the body of 62-year-old James Phillips.
Immediately we could see that there was no electricity. It was 9 degrees outside and it was 9 degrees inside.
Strunk believes Phillips died of hypothermia.
It's a tragic thing. It's a terrible thing.
And this comes as the process to restore electrical power continues, as there are still numerous outages in the community, many of those in very remote areas, such as the area where Phillips' body was found. In the meantime, shelters still operate to help people who cannot heat their homes.
We surely can't blame anybody. It's just tragic that he might not have made a phone call. Some of us would have gladly picked him up, took him to a warming shelter.
There's a shelter at the Center for Rural Development and at Nancy and Mount Victory Fire Departments. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Southern Oaks Funeral Home is handling the arrangements for James Phillips. Now here's a map of all the warming stations and centers throughout Kentucky. You can see there are many of them, including quite a few in eastern Kentucky. You can go to kym.ky.gov if you want to see that map for yourself and get the latest information on those warming centers. Marvin Knuckles, an inmate at the Eastern Kentucky Correctional Complex in West Liberty, died early Tuesday morning after sustaining a head injury. Knuckles was reportedly working with a group of inmates removing snow and ice debris outside the complex when he fell and hit his head and later died. After this incident, the jailer at the Kentucky River Regional Jail in Hazard talked about how they work to keep safety a top priority.
We try to make sure that our inmates on work release, have all the safety equipment that's needed for them to get out and perform that function. Of course, safety is a priority type thing for us. We try to look at every situation and determine the risk in it, whether we're capable of doing it or not doing it, and try to not put anybody in harm's way.
Minor Allen says they have a firewood program where they deliver firewood to community members in need. It's been very successful, and for that they are provided with steel-toe boots and other necessary safety equipment. Well, let's take a look at the latest power outage map, looking a lot better than earlier this week. Folks in most of our counties are now in really good shape in terms of electricity. I just heard about a water outage here in Perry County, so that might be another issue in the days ahead. But there are still some in southern Kentucky there, as you can see, trying to get their power back on, and that includes, of course, Pulaski County, which was hit very hard by ice. 3 men who were charged in connection with a double murder in Pike County had a hearing continued. Jolyn McCree, Devin Overstreet, and Orlando Pack were charged in connection with the deaths of Jacob Adair and Rodney Estep. The incident happened in 2023 near the Tug Fork Apartments in the Belfry area. A third person, Chastity Adair, was also shot and injured during the incident. The next hearing for the 3 defendants was scheduled for March 12th. A business in Letcher County is preparing to close its doors after serving the folks of Whitesburg for nearly 8 decades. WYMT's Buddy Forbes was there as its owners reminisced ahead of retirement.
I grew up in this store. It's changed so much over the years.
Western Auto in downtown Whitesburg has been a piece of the Wright family since 1947.
When Dad put this in, it was very hard to get anything after World War II.
A storefront that would eventually become a community staple.
It was a lot of auto parts and things, but it wasn't really a hardware store. I mean, we sold cookware, just many different things. Christmas time was tremendous. You got ready for Christmas. We moved everything out on the floor, put all Christmas toys in. And it was a big to-do. I mean, decorated your window. Just a different world than it is today.
Owen Wright II left the area for college and went on a mission to find the career path for him. A journey that led him to his wife, Barbara.
We eloped and got married.
What year?
Lord, don't ask that.
After years of career shifts and new chapters, the couple eventually landed in Letcher County, with Owen taking over the business when his father died.
Came to Whitesburg to visit my mother. She started crying she couldn't take care of the store. I came back to Whitesburg and started taking the store over. And she had the movers to move her stuff up here. Here we are.
And for 44 years, the Wrights have continued the family legacy, rolling with every change and balancing through the hits, standing as Whitesburg's oldest retailer until this week.
People ask, would you going to give this to your son? I said, absolutely not. I'd burn the building down before I'd give it to him. It's just a difficult thing anymore to make it in business.
The couple is closing the doors on a nearly 80-year investment, with plans to retire and downsize to be closer to their son in Floyd County. But Wright says their colorful journey is far from over.
I've been active all my life. sitting here talking to you, I feel as good as I ever felt in my life. If I get up and walk from here to you, I have to sit down. So I've got to do something. I can't just sit. I'll have to do something.
In Letcher County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The city hosted a retirement celebration for the couple at the store today. They officially closed the doors for the final time tomorrow.
All right, weather headlines for tonight. First of all, we have advisories on the map. Snow chances will ramp up as we go throughout the day on Friday. Some places lingering into Saturday, but the big story Saturday, the brutal cold temperatures. Details in the first alert forecast coming up.
And the CEO of Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky receives a big surprise. We'll tell you what it was.